Good to see you this Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. After a little bit of a delay earlier on this morning, we were finally able to see some big snowflakes come down heading into this afternoon. For the last couple of hours, snow cover across the area estimated by radar up to around an inch or so for much of the northern Triad, especially here in central North Carolina. Still going to be seeing some of those snow showers heading into the next couple of hours, and even another burst possible into the overnight hours of tonight and tomorrow morning. So winter radar for right now, this is kind of the system that we've been tracking, low pressure well along the southeast, bringing in lots and lots of rain to portions of South Carolina and in Georgia. You could see that little bit of a mixed layer right here between the pinks and the purples in portions of southeastern North Carolina. That's where you're starting to see a little bit more of an icy mix with sleet and possibly even freezing rain. But for us in the Triad, a mainly snow event is what we have been forecasting for the last several days, and that holds true right now with the winter radar right now, continuing to see these snow showers kind of making their way into the area. They are continuing to push toward the northeast right now. In the next couple of hours, I'm actually expecting most of these to be kind of out of our area by around 6 or 7 o'clock tonight, seeing a little bit more of dry air kind of filter in behind the system before another set of showers is going to be possible into tomorrow morning. But for right now, still seeing some pretty steady snowfall across the area. Everything that you see in here in white is the precip, but heavier amounts located in some of those heavier snow showers are highlighted here in the darker blues, almost like that purple hue across the area that we've been seeing. Just in the last couple of hours, this winter storm warning for portions of central North Carolina, mainly eastern coastal North Carolina, continues through tomorrow at around 6 o'clock. Our winter weather advisory continues tomorrow through around 1 o'clock. So this timeline kind of continues to hold any kind of brief snow shower possible into tomorrow morning. It's going to be mainly between around 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. if we are able to see any of those brief snow showers tomorrow morning. But again, we'll continue to keep you updated. You're still going to want to make sure that you're being careful on the roads heading into tonight and also throughout the day tomorrow, because, you know, despite this, still not seeing as much wintry precip coming down, it will freeze overnight and temperatures are going to be sub-freezing heading from now all the way into tomorrow morning. A closer look at the winter weather alerts, advisories continue all throughout the Piedmont Triad. Temperatures across the area at just after 3 o'clock. We're in the mid to upper 20s right now. It is very cold out, so not only do you need to be careful on the roads, even on the sidewalks, but also just make sure you're bundled up and ready to go. Make sure you're staying warm here heading into tonight and also throughout the day tomorrow. Despite us starting to clear out into tomorrow, I only expect us to get in the low to mid 30s at best. So right now we're in the 20s, 25 in Greensboro and in Burlington, 28 in Lexington, 27 right now in Asheboro. Dew points, the reason that we weren't able to see that snowfall earlier on this morning is because we had a really dry air mass kind of sitting over our region. Despite the snow coming down, it actually evaporated before making it all the way down to the surface. With dew points that have slowly crept up out of the single digits and into the teens and eventually into the 20s, we're able to see a bit more moisture in the air, allowing that snow to make it all the way down to the surface and also continue to accumulate for the next couple of hours. Roads are going to be slick heading into tonight and also throughout the day tomorrow. We are expecting between 1 to 2 inches for most of us across the Piedmont. This is just an average, so some of us may get more, some may get less. A little bit more of an icy mix is going to be possible more so south of I-40 due to a little bit more warmth being possible and present in the atmosphere, able to kind of melt that snow and make it refreeze, whether it be into sleet or possibly into freezing rain or ice. Slippery travel lingers into the day tomorrow. It's just going to be very, very cold. So this weather impact alert that we've been telling you about the last several days, it is from this morning all the way until tomorrow morning due to the impacts of that snow at times and especially those slick roads across the area. Plus, if you're able to see sleet or even freezing rain across the region, it could result in even some power outages. With freezing rain, it'll freeze on the surface and that can kind of down some tree limbs, which can cause problems for power lines. So keep that in mind. This was actually sent around 2 hours ago. And since then, of course, we've had more across the area, but flakes in Winston-Salem, you could see it trying to cover the ground here in the background, especially here along the chair. Just a beautiful sight covering up the table as well. Jamie sent this in, just gorgeous. A lot of the photos and videos you guys have sent in have been beautiful. Keep sending those in as we continue to see these snow showers kind of accumulate across the area up to around an inch or so just right now. Right now in Greensboro, it has slowed down just a little bit in terms of precip rates across the area. So we've been seeing, big flakes come down the last several hours, but not quite as quick for right now, as these showers tend to start tapering off within the next couple of hours. Winds are out of the northeast around 10 to 15 miles per hour, bringing in that air that's kept us cool enough to have this snow across the area. Dew points in the 20s, and we're feeling like we are in the teens right now across the area. Forecast planner, next few hours, we're still going to be sitting in the 20s, but slick roads becoming more and more likely heading into the night tonight, especially as we start to see temperatures kind of below freezing, and even with this little bit more accumulation, it can cause some problems for tonight and also for tomorrow with that initial burst of snow. That is going to be possible. So overnight tonight, the snow is going to be starting to end. Roads are still going to be slick. Keep that in mind. Tomorrow morning, a quick snow burst is going to be possible, but due to the fact that the ground is already very cold and temperatures are going to be below freezing, it could accumulate very, very quickly across the area. We could see up to around ½ inch, maybe even an inch or so additionally from this snow burst into early tomorrow morning. So of course, we're keeping eyes on that. Behind that though, we're starting to dry out. Still seeing snow showers as of right now across the Triad, again ending into tomorrow morning behind that possible other burst from around 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Slick roads going to be likely throughout the night tonight and throughout the day tomorrow, before slowly improving tomorrow afternoon and into the day on Friday. As we start to warm up, we're going to hit up to around 40 degrees. I know, very warm, right? Snow forecast across our region, the majority of us, and we've been fine-tuning this for the last several days, but the majority of us going to be in that 1 to 2 inch range when it's all said and done, behind that quick burst tomorrow morning in that 7 to 10 a.m. range. Most of the higher amounts are going to continue to be in portions of central North Carolina and right here along the North Carolina and Virginia border. So that's something to keep in mind. To our south, where we're not getting as much cool air kind of filtered in from the north, it's going to be seeing a little bit more lower amounts, but we're going to be seeing between a trace up to around an inch or so. Freezing rain risk mainly staying well to our east, right, with that warm nose kind of continuing to wiggle in, but still we could see a little bit of freezing rain for our area, especially in portions of southern Davidson, Randolph, and Montgomery counties, with up to around 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch possible. That doesn't sound like much, but whenever it freezes on surfaces like power lines and tree limbs, it can cause big problems. So we'll continue to watch maps and talk with Duke Energy and see who all is without power heading into the night tonight. Here's one map's kind of projection of what snow potential will look like from now all the way through tomorrow around 3 o'clock. So this includes the ongoing snow showers right now through the next couple of hours and into tomorrow morning. Expecting between ½ an inch up to around an inch or so in additional to what we've already received across the area. So right in that 1 to 2 inch range for the majority of us here in the Triad, especially northern Triad. And Raleigh showing between 1 to 2 inches. Again, this isn't set in stone by any means. This is just an estimation by one certain model, and we continue to look at other models as well. But for now, again, we continue to see that snow across the area, even in our mountains. Blowing Rock right now, mid to upper 20s, that snow continuing to come down. Beech Mountain, a lot of people actually here just in the last hour or so I've seen kind of get on the slopes, taking advantage of the cooler temperatures and the snow continuing to come down. The fresh snow, not the man-made snow, across the area, able to enjoy the slopes into this evening. Temperatures in feels like mid to upper 20s. Feels like we're in the teens. It is very, very cold. Feels like 14 right now in Greensboro, 19 in Winston-Salem, 23 right now in Lexington. Again, and it's all due to this system kind of continuing to move from our south offshore, and as it does so, this upper level disturbance right behind it could bring in some isolated snow showers into early tomorrow morning. It's going to be in that range from around 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Still going to be slick behind that throughout tomorrow afternoon. We're still going to be seeing temperatures below freezing probably through around noon or 1 o'clock, and it's going to be a cold one. So regardless on whether or not it's actually snowing, it's still going to be, pretty dangerous on the road, so keep that in mind. It's going to be windy into tomorrow. High pressures building in by the time we're into Thursday afternoon. Throughout the day on Friday, we're going to be seeing much more sunshine on the way for Thursday evening and heading into the day on Friday. Futurecast, like I said, next few hours, most of those snow showers starting to continue to push toward our northeast and away from the area. Let's take it through around 9 or 10 o'clock. We're still in the 20s, going to be below freezing into early tomorrow morning as well, which is going to create a good environment for this brief snow shower tomorrow morning to kind of accumulate fairly quickly across the area. You can see it right here on this model continuing to push into the Piedmont by around 7 or 8 o'clock. Could be sticking around by 9 or 10 o'clock, maybe even 11 or so, with temperatures at or just above freezing by then. Then we're starting to dry out heading into the afternoon as well as heading into the evening. So some big changes on the way behind this system, but just make sure you're being extra careful these next couple of days, especially on the roads for those slick spots. Remember that bridges and overpasses also freeze first, so be especially careful on those. We are going to begin to warm up though by Friday, right at around 40 degrees. Heading into this weekend, mid to upper 40s, lower 50s, and even 60 degrees. Lots of sunshine for next week.